I've had to drag myself away from Battlefield 6 because we're not quite done in Castor Woods just yet. I'm sure a bunch of you are here after seeing my previous video on all the Easter eggs in Dying Light the Beast. In that video, we not only took a look at the known secrets in the game, but also a few unsolved ones too. From mysterious bunker doors to a potential alien invasion, Dying Light the Beast is full of unsolved mysteries that are begging to be solved. I got absolutely tons of comments theorizing about all of the mysteries we covered in that last video. So we're jumping back in today. We're going to take a deeper dive back into the strange underbelly of Dying Light the Beast and try to get a little closer to solving some of its strangest mysteries. We're going to revisit the mysteries we previously talked about with new context and new theories, and we'll even be adding a few new mysteries to the pile too. So once again, sit back, relax, and cue the scary music. Back in Dying Light 2, after completing the game, you could find a new quest in which you could help an alien chicken return home. This quest itself was a continuation of another UFO Easter egg in Dying Light the Following, and it's now referenced several times in Dying Light the Beast. In the game, you can find Spacecox posters featuring the alien chickens, as well as stickers in various locations depicting a chicken being abducted by a UFO. There's even a treasure map in the farm area showing a UFO in the sky. But that's kind of it though. No actual alien chickens and no hidden quests. But this is where the mystery starts to get interesting. Thanks to the work of the Dying Light Discord community, they've been trying to piece together this mystery for weeks now. And while they haven't outright discovered it yet, they have found some very solid evidence for its existence. One player, data mining the game, discovered two currently unsolved Easter eggs, a humming Easter egg, and more interestingly, our chicken Easter egg. Being that chickens in Dying Light are usually connected to the extraterrestrials, it's likely that our chicken is the mystery everyone is hunting for. And what's more, while investigating the game files, user Shiro Dorito discovered subtitles for a conversation where Crane is seemingly talking to Ewa.
I guess this is it. The final frontier. What do you think, Ewa? It's quiet. Too quiet. Let's check the logs. Maybe they left a clue. Another dead end. Wait, what's that? Is that a chicken? It can't be. There's no life out here. Something's not right. Keep your guard up. Whatever it is, it's not on any known registry. This changes everything. We have to report this. Now. No signals. We're completely cut off. We're on our own.
But who is Ewa? Well, we actually have an answer to that one too, because Techland themselves posted a video a couple of months ago featuring Ewa. Ewa is a chicken.
To survive here, you've got to loot everything, and I mean everything. And don't mind Eva. She's the only one who's visited since I moved in. We talk a lot, mostly about conspiracy theories. Now come.
That's all well and good, but can we actually find Ewa in-game? As far as I'm aware, there are only 5 live chickens in the entirety of Castor Woods. 4 can be found in a coop in the far southwest of the map, but the 5th chicken, more interestingly, is found in a hidden room near Raven's Rest. We find the chicken here completely alone, standing over a devoured corpse. This is definitely pretty suspicious, and that's if we even ignore the fact that this chicken is completely invulnerable. As I was writing this part of the script, Randall the Vandal over on the Discord community posted the biggest confirmation yet that this Easter egg is in the game. This here is the script that supposedly runs this Easter egg quest featuring the chicken. I'm not going to pretend that I understand a lot of what I'm looking at here, but Randall does a fantastic job of explaining it. It seems to start with interacting with some kind of object in Crane's room, before another object, seemingly the chicken itself, spawns inside a shed in Old Town. Now, the trick will be actually working out how to begin this sequence of events, so don't doubt I'll keep you up to date as more is discovered. In the heart of Old Town, there's an abandoned house with a very disturbing secret. As soon as we enter the front door, we find a strange shrine, overlooked by blood-soaked walls in the shape of a woman. The floor is covered in candles and the beginnings of a blood trail. Following the blood through the house, we are brought to the bathroom, where a corpse lies submerged in a bathtub. This is all strange enough, but it gets worse if we continue to explore the building. Opposite the bathroom, we find an area under construction, but the workmen never got the chance to go home. One is found crammed inside a cement mixer, having been killed by a hammer to the eye. A second workman is on a toilet nearby, with their own drill embedded in their chest. A final victim is found face down in another toilet. This is genuinely the strangest location in Dying Like the Beast. In a game where blood and gore is the norm, this place stands out because it's very clearly not a result of the undead hordes. I got a lot of comments regarding this house in my previous video. Some believe this is a reference to the Black Sacrament as seen in the Elder Scrolls series. The Black Sacrament is a Dark Brotherhood ritual that looks somewhat similar, usually with candles circling a dismembered body. But there's more going on in this house than just that initial room, so I'm hesitant to say this is definitely the Black Sacrament. Another very popular theory was that it's an Easter egg referencing the Trinity Killer from Dexter. The best evidence for the Trinity Killer is that he kills in fours, and we see 4 victims in the house. That is, if we don't include the severed leg on the table. Also, in the Trinity Killer's favour, the bathtub corpse and the hammer victim both fit his ritualistic patterns. But the other 2 victims, not so much, and this still wouldn't explain the ritual site or the severed leg. So again, I don't think we've solved this one just yet. It's worth mentioning that we do know there is a coven of witches in Castor Woods, so this could be related to them, and maybe we're thinking far too much into it. But if you have a better idea, let me know in the comments below. Hiya folks, I just wanted to jump on camera quickly, completely unscripted, just because I want to say a massive thank you to every single person out there who engaged with my previous video. I put so much work into that, and it was so rewarding to just see how many people loved it and how many words of support I got. I talked in that video a little in the middle about how the YouTube algorithm, bit of a bastard, honestly, but you guys all came together and helped us fight back against it, and it really worked, which is incredible. I'm so happy about it, and it means I can keep making these videos for you guys and for me, because I love making them and I love making stuff you enjoy. So do keep the feedback coming. If you enjoy this video, I'd love to know that. If you don't enjoy it, I want to know that too, and I'll stop making them. But I'm going off on one. It's unscripted. I said that. Thank you, everyone. It means the world. Let's get back to the video. Here's another mystery that the Dying Light community have been trying to solve since the game's release. On the edge of Old Town, we can find a first floor apartment that we can enter. Head on through to the hallway where you'll find an elevator. Not that unusual, until you notice you can interact with the buttons, and they seemingly do nothing. As I said, the community have been investigating this one for some time now, and have come up with no answers. It would be the easiest just to say this is a reused asset from Dying Light 2, and that it was never intended to have a purpose. But we've had multiple updates since the game's release, and this button remains in place unchanged. Something I find interesting is the location of this elevator. If we head outside, we can clearly see that there's no room behind that wall. The elevator door would open directly outside. This really could just be an oversight from the developers, or maybe there really is a different purpose to these buttons that we just haven't discovered yet. Whilst we're on the topic of strange interactable objects, our next unsolved mystery takes us over to the Asylum. You'll likely be familiar with this location from the main quests, but if we head upstairs to B-Wing, in one of the rooms we can find some phones, which, just like the elevator, prompts us to interact with them. And just like the elevator buttons, nothing happens. Again, this could be an oversight from the developers, but I'm much less inclined to believe that this time, considering there are actually other phones in the Asylum that don't have the prompt. This is another mystery that is driving the Dying Light community mad, and I'm beginning to think that these aren't separate mysteries at all, but all pieces of a larger conspiracy yet to be uncovered. We can actually even find other interactable phones, such as this one in a dark zone. This makes me wonder how many of them could actually be out there. Also, before we leave the Asylum, I just wanted to talk quickly about the radios, because I got a couple of comments talking about them being interactable, which, yes, they are. But I believe that all they are is a way of distracting the zombies during the main quest, so I highly doubt they're related to this mystery in any way. Southeast of the Asylum, along the banks of the river, you can find this bus. As far as I can tell, this overgrown bus covered in flowers is entirely unique to this location. If we head on inside, you'll be greeted by a deliberately placed skeleton surrounded by yet more flowers. My initial thoughts were, this has to be some kind of Easter egg, and it seems that a lot of you guys agreed. I probably lean strongest towards this being a reference to the flower people in Annihilation, and there were definitely tons of comments with the same idea. Another theory that I liked was that it was a reference to the cover art of Avowed. I definitely get where you're coming from with that one, but it's just not quite close enough for my liking. Other suggestions were Far Cry 5, Into the Wild, The Grateful Dead, The Last of Us, Hell's Paradise, and The Ruins, just to name a few. It really seems like people see what they want to with this Easter egg. I suspect one of the strongest connections is to a scene in Season 4 of Telltale's The Walking Dead games. In the game, we see a zombified schoolteacher, Ms. Martin. She's tied to a trellis and half covered in leaves. That's really similar to the position we find this skeleton in Dying Light, and the school connection and the bus definitely give us our strongest contender yet. I can't say I'm 100% happy to say that this is what it is, but I think we're definitely much closer. During the quest Dead Beats, while exploring the music studio to retrieve the audio cables, inside a cupboard in the basement will be a strange book. Adorned with skulls and titled The Book of the Dead, you'll be given the option to take the book. But once you do, nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's not a collectible, it won't be anywhere in your inventory, it just disappears. Kinda spooky, especially considering its name. I feel like I got hundreds of comments telling me this is a reference to the Necronomicon from the Evil Dead. And yes, the Book of the Dead does feature in the Evil Dead series. It also appears in the Mummy movies, and I'm sure in other films and TV too. In fact, the Book of the Dead is a real collection of texts dating back to ancient Egypt. The book we find in Dying Light, being the Book of the Dead itself, isn't what I was really interested in. It's why we have the ability to collect it. And what's it for? What does it do? And is it connected to any of the other mysteries in this video? We still don't have the answer to these questions, but I'd love to hear your theories in the comments below. Also, again, I just wanted to mention before we leave this area that there's an Easter egg down here that I completely missed in my previous video. In the music studio, you can literally find 4 copies of Do You VooDoo on vinyl, a reference to Dead Island and the Sam B song of the same name.
I got a zombie army and you can't harm me. Yeah, who do you voodoo, bitch? Drink blood like a vampire without warning. Who do you voodoo, bitch?
In the far northwest of Castor Woods, at this location on the map, you can find a mysterious hatch covered by a large rock. Now this may look inaccessible, but if you have the beast abilities sufficiently upgraded, you can pick up and remove this rock. With the rock removed, we can now try and open the bunker, to no success. What's the deal here? It seems like after managing to move the boulder, there should be something more to do here. After all, there are actually bunkers in the woods just like this, such as Doomsday Dan's bunker, which is fully fleshed out. But this one seems to go nowhere. Unless, of course, you know something I don't. Actually, thanks to the comments in my previous video, we already know the answer to this one. See, it turns out my game was bugged, and you should be able to open the bunker easily once you move the rock. Unfortunately, as many comments let me know, it's pretty much nothing down here beyond some basic loot. Seems like a bit of a waste for such an out of the way location. But just maybe there is more to be found here, as if we use our UV light on the walls, we can spot what looks to be tally marks. The Discord community has been trying to work out the significance of these marks for a while now, but still hasn't come up with an answer. But maybe you've got a better idea that they've missed. Let me know in the comments below. There is a lot going on in Dying Light the Beast, much more than first appears on the surface. I genuinely find it a lot of fun trying to uncover these mysteries and chatting with you all in the comments. It's really starting to feel like a lot of these mysteries aren't separate at all, but they're in fact part of one larger game-wide secret. But I guess only time will tell.